400, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Darling, it's the Shy Life podcast.
Positive thinking. The highlight, the Shy Life.
You won't find a cast of characters like this everywhere.
Hello, Paul.
I'll go anywhere for a potato.
Delicious.
This particular episode of The Shy Life is a little more abstract than usual.
Okay, looks like the hairy guy is ready to record.
3, 2, 1.
Go Shy Yeti.
Oh, I hope he hasn't found out my secret. I think he has.
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Shy Life podcast with me, Paul the Shy Yeti. How are you doing? I'm alright. Yeah, I'm out and about. I hope it's not too windy or breezy, but I can hear dogs. They're after me. They're coming through the trees. No, it's not the hands of love, don't worry. Yes, so what is this episode going to be about? Actually going to be a kind of a diary. Haven't been able to do one of those for a long time. I'm not going to go very far, but I'll run the theme music, and when we come back I'll explain to you the kind of diary I'm thinking of recording for you. Right, run that theme music.
It's time for my old buddy, old pal from across the channel, across the pond, Paul Chandler, the Shy Yeti.
He's not that shy. Oh, it's the Shy Life podcast. Yeah.
All I wanted was a pie.
And then I hatched out of an egg. Okay, bring the mic over. He's ready to record.
It's the quiet ones you've got to watch, you know.
Is it metaphorical? Is it deep? Is it deep?
Boy, he's not all that shy, is right.
Blimey, Governor, it's the Shy Life podcast.
If you thought that was bad, just listen to this.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for it to begin.
It's the Shy Life podcast.
He's positively glowing.
It's all gooey and meaty and yum, 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 yum.
So listeners, here we are. I'm in Richmond Park. It's the 21st of October 2021, and I'm not quite sure how long it'll take me to record this diary, but I'll just record it as I go along, and I'm sure there'll be clips of Sutton Park and whatnot along the way to pad it out. But yeah, Richmond Park. I'm here just having a bit of exercise, really. I've got a lot of time to myself at the moment, a lot of time to get out and about, and so it seems like, you know, it's a nice place to come to. And I actually came here last week, and I was recording some other bits for the podcast, and it was a bit of a trial. I mean, I don't mean a trial as in something that's hard to do, but it was a bit of a trial of coming out here and seeing where I could go. I know I've sort of said before, my energy levels are a bit low at the moment, and there's nowhere really for me to go walking close to home where you can just sort of potter. You know, if you go somewhere, you kind of have to, you know, commit to doing a walk of a certain length from A to Z. And although I've got various different seats and things that I can use to sort of help me if I need to sit down, it's still much nicer to come somewhere where you can just wander a little bit. There were lots of lovely trees in Richmond Park. It's a great place for people watching with dogs and runners, and I do love a wood. Richmond Park is very much like Sutton Park in a way. In fact, I think we even recorded some Sutton Park in Richmond Park back in the 90s. I've not come across it again yet, but I remember recording with my friend Lee in the autumn sometime when it started to get dark. Of course, it gets dark about 4:30. I remember recording and sort of thinking, I think it's time we made our way to the exit before we find ourselves trapped inside Richmond Park. I've just seen a sign as I entered the park that from sort of mid-November, there's sort of lots of deers doing rutting or something. They're up to something, and we're told to avoid them. I feel like that was roughly around the time that we were recording that time, or that time of year. I actually saw some deer when I was here last week, so maybe I will see some today. But so yeah, when I came here last week, I thought this is kind of really nice place to come. And I recorded a bit, sat down a bit, took lots of photos. It was a great way to spend an afternoon, and I think I was out for nearly 4 hours, 5 if you include getting there and coming back. You get to have a nice little bus ride up from Surbiton, and it was lovely and sunny last week, and I've chosen another sunny day today. It's it's really good, to be here. Good for your mental health as well. And yeah, so I'm just having a potter. But I think it's probably a bit much to record a whole episode in this one visit. So I guess I'll do a bit more walking. I've got some lunch with me. Not a lot, just some crackers and cheese, a couple of biscuits. Got a couple of flasks, coffee and lemon tea. I feel relatively energetic today, but I don't want to overdo it. But I'll see if I can potter along and find a chair to sit in, and then I might talk to you some more, and hopefully I'll be back in a week or two. I mean, actually no reason why I couldn't come here this time next week, except that you don't know what the weather's going to be like. And then I get a bit busy. I go to my parents. I've got a little trip planned for my birthday. So yeah, see how it goes. We might find there's a bit of a break between visits, or not. Anyway, I'm going to go and take some photos now, and I'll speak to you again in a moment. Hello, me again. Sitting on a tree trunk, a fallen tree trunk. It's the second tree trunk I've tried to sit on. That's quite a tongue twister. It's the second tree trunk I've tried to sit on. Yeah. I'm in the sun. It's still chilly. I actually think I have some gloves. I bought some gloves with me last week when I was here, but for silly photo reasons, long story. And yeah, it feels like a nice day in winter, when in fact it's a sunny day in mid-ish October. But yeah, what was I going to say? I'm sitting on a tree trunk, and I'm just looking around. In fact, I'm listening to one of my own podcasts. Not this very moment, obviously that would be rude, but yeah, an episode of mine about films with Nick, which episode 478. That's just come out this morning. I'm just listening through to it. Those episodes never need quite as much listening through as the ones with all the drama, but I still like to listen through to make sure there's no mistakes. Those of you who've listened to many episodes will know that occasionally the odd mistake slips through, but I do my best to prevent that. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. So yeah, I'm sitting on my tree trunk, wondering if I should eat some cheese. It's lunchtime. It is. It's nice to be out here anyway. It does feel like I have a few walks that I've planned to do near my house, which would be almost free to get to, or it's cost me £8 and then some money on the bus to get up here. So it's a bit of a luxury in the current times. But the benefit of coming here, where you can get a bus, the bus drops you just by the gate, the very close to Ladder Star Gate in Richmond Park, and there you are. You've got woods immediately. You've got a few benches. You've got tree trunks. It's just far better than doing a walk near my house where you are committed to a certain route. And there were deers here. I haven't seen any today, but the range of wildlife. I think I feel a bit more energetic than I did last week. We'll see. Last week I came out here and I sat on the main bench that you come to when you arrive. Then I went to this sort of other bench and had lunch, and then I sort of took lots of photos and wandered around some woods, and I started to get a bit knackered, and then I didn't see any more sort of trees or places to sit, so I came home. But no, I did quite a lot of recording, I took lots of photos. As I say, I was out for hours, so no, that was good. I'm hoping to go a little bit further. Because I went in a different direction to the way I'm going today. And when I say I'm going for a walk, this is nothing compared to what I used to do. I used to come here and I'd walk all over the park. And I don't have the energy for that now. Or, maybe I will. I don't know whether it's to do with my health, or whether it's to do with the lockdown and not getting much exercise then. It's difficult. It's hard to say. Maybe I'll have a bit more energy today and go a little bit further. I can kind of see where I want to head, but equally so I can't see any benches or seats. So I guess as long as I go a different route, I'll have achieved something different, and I'll have different photos from last week. That's for sure. I can already, think of a different route I'm going to take next time I come here. I mean, there are lots of different ways of, and there are potentially lots of other gates I could enter from. I'd have to work out different bus routes to get to them, so we'll see. But yes, I mean, when you arrive at Ladder Star Gate, I guess you can go straight ahead, which is what I did last time. You can go to the left, which is what I've done today, or you can go to the right. But then, at each turn you could then go off in I go right here and I go left here. So there are many possibilities. Anyway, I've got a flask of coffee, so maybe I should open that, and I'll speak to you again in a bit. I'm just worried that it's a little bit blustery. It's so windy. I don't want to lose all my conversation because of that. So anyway, right, I'll have some lunch and then I'll speak to you again after I've done that, and I'll have moved on somewhere else. More in a moment. Hi Big Fatty, it's me, Paul the Shy Yeti. I'm out and about again. I'm in the same park I was in my last message, but it's exactly a week later. It's still nice and sunny. Actually, it was a bit breezy when I first got here, but I think the trees are sort of sheltering me. It's very nice though. It is nice to sort of be in such a wide open space with trees and squirrels and people walking their dogs, and it's worth travelling that bit further compared to where I can walk near my flat. But yeah, I don't really have any news as such since my last message. I just wanted to check in, really. Yeah, I've got a few more things sort of going on in the next few weeks. Going back to visit my parents, and then I'm going away for my birthday at the start of November. Unfortunately, I have to go by myself. Toby and I are having to swap over because Dealey the cat is far too old to go into a kennel, and he's far too angsty. We can't really leave him, and because of COVID, my other flatmate Callum had to go back to live with his mum because his mum's not well, and I haven't got any friendly neighbours who can pop in unless you could nip over. Just quickly. You don't mind feeding my cat, do you? No, Squeaky Kitty, you do it, won't you? You're a kitty. Poodle might not want to. No, she's not a dog. But anyway, yes, we can't go together because Dealey can't be left for very long. So I think we're going to have one night where we cross over, where, yeah. But anyway, I have plans. For my birthday, even though I'll be by myself. But it'll be good. It'll be nice to be somewhere different, and I'll have you, Big Fatty, and all the listeners to speak to, and I've got my listeners I can speak to. So yeah. Anyway, I think that's about it, really. So I'm going to continue enjoying the sunshine. I bought a little picnic lunch, just some cheese, just some crackers. I've got a flask of coffee and a flask of lemon, a hot lemon drink. It's not actually as cold as I thought it was going to be, but still, it's good to come prepared. It's not like there's a coffee shop in the middle of this park. Anyway, right, I'll say goodbye, and I hope all's well with you, and more soon. Okay, bye-bye for now. Bye now. Hello again, listeners. You'll have just heard I've just recorded Big Fatty a message whilst I was out here. I've moved on again. Today I'm about 5 minutes walk from where I was before, but there was a nice bench, but somebody else is sitting on that. So I found another tree trunk, but actually these tree trunks look like they've been chopped into convenient seats, although I don't know, that one, it's quite sharp. I don't think I want to sit on that one. Yeah, I don't know. Well, the one I'm sitting on is quite comfortable, and actually it's probably the warmest seat that I've sat on since I've been here. It's as far as, I don't know if the wind has just dropped altogether. I can see the trees moving. Maybe I'm just sheltered. It's really nice and warm. Yeah. I said my fingers were cold. Everything was cold when I was sitting on that other tree trunk, and yeah, whatever the reason, I'm quite toasty now. It's rather pleasant. When I came over to sit here, there was an evil-looking crow sitting on the tree trunk, and but he decided to let me go. He's probably watching me from the top of a tree or something. But anyway, I'm just looking around to see what people I can see. There's a lady with a pushchair in the far distance. There's a walker striding quite confidently along the path. Still no sign of any deer, but maybe in a bit. It's definitely warmer than it was. Actually, I've seen somebody in shorts out here today, but then some British people will wear shorts in the winter. I've just seen a man walk past with his coat hanging from his arm, so he obviously got too warm. I always find, though, if you do go out, and you do sort of, I mean, I can't do the sort of pace I used to do. I have to sit down or take rest more than I used to. But yeah, when I went to the doctor's on Monday, just for my sort of, I've been trying to get my blood works done for a while, just my annual sort of checks, and it hasn't been easy because the doctor wasn't always taking those sorts of appointments, and then there was some sort of shortage of test tubes or something. I didn't know anything about that until I rung to try and make an appointment. But anyway, I was told that I could go in and have my blood work done, and then I was offered the flu jab at the same time. There was a COVID booster going around, but I think at the moment you have to pay over 50 to have it. And I'm still, well, depending when this comes out, I'm still about 2 years away from that. So, when I went to the doctor's on Monday, the way my appointment was, I couldn't get the 11 o'clock train because my appointment was at 10 past, and I thought, I can't turn up, that would be a bit of a rush from the station, so I had to get the 10:30 train, and then I had too much time, so I nipped into Waitrose, the supermarket, to get coffee and a few other bits and pieces, just, not much, not because I had a bit of a problem last summer when I went in to the supermarket, having to wear a mask in the supermarket, and it was so hot there, and I nearly passed out, or at least I felt I did. So generally I'm avoiding going into supermarkets, at least only just for quick things. So I nipped in and got what I needed and got out again, but I was wearing my coat, and I did start to work up a bit of a heat. Hasn't been too bad today. I don't think I've been sort of going at enough of a pace, because you can get over hot and then it's just unpleasant and you end up sitting in your stickiness. Yeah. But it wasn't 2 or 3 weeks ago. I was still wearing my coat around my waist rather than actually wearing it as a coat because it was too warm. I could almost do that this afternoon. There's another walker going past. This one's got shorts but a bobble hat. Well, actually, it's not a bobble hat because there's no bobble on it. But it's a woolen hat. And that's another thing. I often find that if it's cold, a hat can be, a really good thing. In fact, if it gets too cold in the flat, but we don't want the heating on, I'll stick a hat on, and that keeps the warmth in. So we've got 2 people who look like American tourists. That's very unfair. They could be European tourists. I don't know why I default to American tourists. And a lady and a man with a dog. We've got them coming. It's like Piccadilly Circus around here. I think I might open my flask. I can feel it getting a bit breezy again. So I'll say goodbye for now, and I'll talk to you again in a bit. Hi again, it's me. Just a quick one. I don't think I've got much more to add, but I've moved to that bench where that couple was sitting. I hit them with my walking stick. No, didn't know they left. I needed a bench with a back to it because my back was aching a bit. So, I've come back here. I just thought I'd give you a quick people watching update. Lady with a yellow coat. She walked past. She's moved swiftly. She was standing not meters from me quite recently. Lady with a pram, was that a pushchair, a toddler and a dog. They're moving away from me. Man, is that a man? It's too far away. Another person, anyway, walking by some trees. going to sort of potter back towards the gate, the main gate. I was going to go more into the woods, but it's sort of unknown territory. And my back and my neck were hurting a minute ago. Thought it might be wise to sort of start heading back. It's only 2 o'clock, but I need to get the bus back, and then I need to nip into Marks and Spencer's quickly and get my train back. So, yeah, I don't want to be out for too much longer. There's potential, I think, as I said, that I might be back next week before I go back to my parents, but we'll see. The sun is not quite vanished, but there's a cloud going over it. Oh no, back again. It's back again. Man in red jumper and checked jacket with a stick and a dog. There. Oh, and more dogs. Lady in beige coat and yellow trousers with 2 dogs. One of them very fluffy. The clouds are really dancing across the sun at the moment. The shadows are quite fantastic, changing and as the sun sort of is slightly obscured and then comes back out again. It does feel a bit cooler here than it did. I'm in shadow, I suppose. That's probably why. Here comes the sun again. Yeah, it's very nice. Very nice afternoon. Yeah, right. Time for me to get a bit closer to the main gate, or not the main gate, the gate that I came in on. I'll probably speak to you at least once more before I leave. All right. More in a bit. Hello again. This is going to be my last message from the park on this visit anyway. As I say, hopefully I'll be back in soon. And I might go a different direction next time. I think I went a bit further this time than I was here last week. But I did definitely feel a little bit of an energy dip towards the end. I just hope that we can get another nice sunny day next week. It'll be interesting to see sort of the approach of autumn, because at the moment there's still a lot of green leaves about, and there's some autumnal leaves mainly on the horse chestnut trees, but otherwise there are still plenty of leaves on the trees. Although when I was here last week, I was sitting on one of the benches and there wasn't much breeze last week, and then suddenly there was this gust of wind that lasted for about 30 seconds, and I was being bombarded by like really brittle horse chestnut leaves, and it just came crashing down on me. Then it stopped. I guess that's how the leaves fall, really. They're fine, and then suddenly a big gust comes, and but there we go. Right, well, I ought to go and get my bus. I've still got a few bits and pieces to do, as I said earlier. Thank you for joining me, and there is more to come. I think this is a good point probably to put a Sutton Park clip or something else. I'm not sure yet, but anyway, there'll be at least one more, maybe 2 more visits to the park to complete this episode. I'll try and find different things to say on my next visits, but okay, more in a bit.
The
Hello again, listeners. It is I, Robot Cuthbert. I am just popping in quickly here to let you know that the sudden park clips this episode follow on from the ones in the last edition of the Shy Life podcast. They are numbers 1664 up until 1667 from June 1997. Paul is still very confused after the massacre in the house where he lives. He is relying on the mysterious Basil to help cover up events and hopefully to clear his name. But there are lots of other dramatic things going on too. A taxidermist witch is trying to add dinosaur crisp into her collection. Little J is heading to the rescue, but will he be too late? Meanwhile, there are other villains lurking in the woodland with their eyes on Paul. What will happen next? We hope that you enjoy what we present to you. The footage will be split into 2 sections today. Here is the first of them now. Enjoy! Exclamation.
Postcard for who's this? Oh yes, use the scribble. Postcard.
Art me?
Oh.
Postcard for me?
Yes, it's right. It's
Nobody ever writes to me.
It's from the. It's from Carly the gnome.
Oh, never heard of him.
It's been a big kidnap, apparently.
Kidnap? A gnome's
by
been
persons
kidnapped?
unknown to know.
Didn't they do that in Coronation Street? Go on.
It's for you. There's lots of gossip in it. Apparently, because he got what did you say? Carly the gnome. He replaced that Gladstone gnome. Got lots of gossip on those.
Gladstone got smashed and. What's been? I can't leave those stupid trolls alone for 5 minutes. I'll have to get back to Crystal Palace quick, sharpish.
Read the card, it'll tell you all about it.
Give it here.
Just come back! You've got to tell me.
I'm still reading. I was a bit short-sighted, you see. Let's see now.
Are you sure you can read? I've got lots of other gossip I could tell you.
How do you spell fornication?
Oh,
no, that's not
no,
what
that
it
wasn't
is.
on my eye.
No. Flagellation? No, that's not it. Fortification? No.
I've got other gossip I can tell you.
What?
The control is gone at the moment.
I don't know nothing about that, I'm afraid. I got nothing to do with that plot.
Paul's lost his memory.
Yeah.
Paul's lost his memory.
Yeah.
And things. Shall I go then?
I can't read a word this says, so I'll have to go back.
Are you sure you don't want me to read it for you?
Oh, go on then, here, take it. When I said you could read it, I told you, you should read the bloody thing out loud, you fool.
It says that
bloody imbecile.
Eustace is in love with a girl.
How dare he say I'm in love with a girl? Not that I'd ever fall in love with a boy squirrel, of course. No. No. Not that I ever did anything like that at Eton, no.
What's going on? Goodness me, all this gossip. Hey, there's that postman, Mr. Boner. All this gossip. I don't know what's been happening around here. I suddenly feel all better again. Oh, I went out and bit my past all blank and stuff. Oh, so I can go and find something. Go on.
My daughter, where are you?
Yes, Father.
My daughter, where are you?
Do not listen to him, my daughter. Do not listen to your ignorant father. You are one of me now. Yes, vampires. He has come to find us. We shall kill him.
No, good Lord. I was daydreaming. Oh, Barry, I am afraid. I'm afraid we should find the birds till we go and find her. But we must go now, yes? To Scotland. We must. That is where the latest news is. I am worried though. We are in these woods. There are rumors about vampires and things in these woods. Surely we can... Oh, okay, I will do what you have said. Oh, where are the others? I want to say goodbye. I wish Jay was still here. I know he... Oh, why did he have to wander off? Ah, here they come. I do hope I shall find my daughter safe.
Lucky I brought my Lee costume along. Might come in useful. One's twisting in the woods.
Oh, just done it up. Oh, sorry, I was hanging a wee behind the tree.
What are you doing here?
Hello, it's me, the narrator. You realise?
Yes, I remember you.
But I've been hiding for ages.
Have you?
Yes, that's awful.
What's that got to do with me?
With the controller. He wouldn't let me used to do the voiceovers when he was around.
Yes, I remember.
Now he's gone.
Something about the controller, and
He seems to have gone. We don't know how long for. Something to do with Valgard and something. I don't know. Anyway, we're
you
free
have
of him.
shares in Beaches.
We're free of him at the moment.
The mummy told me something about some executives that were turning up at Paul's house.
Paul? Do you know he's lost his memory?
You're an executive, aren't you? You're supposed to be at Paul's house along with the other 5.
Oh, but there's no good going to Paul's house. Paul's lost his memory.
Has he?
Yes, he hasn't got a memory.
Really?
Ever since the controller business. Well, just before the controller business.
How far can he remember back?
He can't remember anything. I mean, last time he was
all
trying...
my birthdays have come at once.
He was trying to,
Yes?
he was hoping to meet... You don't know where Lee is, do you? Because he was trying to...
I haven't the fog. Oh.
He was trying to talk to Lee. He thought Lee would be the only person who could remember...
No, don't. Lee will turn up out of somewhere. I'm certain he will. I don't know where he is at the moment, but I'm sure he'll turn up with the executives. Yes.
Oh, right.
You go along to the executive meeting.
Okay.
Go along now.
Right.
Go on.
Meanwhile, what, straight away now?
Yes. Go
You don't have any music in between the shots? Meanwhile, elsewhere?
I'm not really up to date on that sort of thing. I've been trapped on the moon.
Oh,
Yeah.
Meanwhile, elsewhere? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Cold in here. It's supposed to be the summer and everything. I've got something to show. I'll turn this down for a second. Turn it down for a second. I've just got to show you this. I found some more video footage. Look, I'll show you it now. This is like some master tape of. I don't know. This is a different tape, totally different. This person here. Can you see that? That's that. I saw that person in my I saw that person back there. Look. The person on that other shot. That is the person that I thought was that Robin. Who? You know what I mean? It looks like that Robin. I don't know what it means. I don't understand. And there's another shot just after this bit. This was in the tapes of with the controller stuff. I don't know who this controller. This bloke looks like that Lee Freeman, but I don't think it can be. There's music on here. This is like I don't know. This is very strange. Because look, it's got sucking pot. It's got word. I think this must be something to do with the controller. Something. The controller must use those tapes or something. I don't know who this is. I really don't know who that was. This is really strange. This is the strangest tape of the lot, I tell you. It means nothing to me. I really don't understand. Starving at the Beaches cast? This is so bizarre. But there's some more stuff in. Look, this is the cathedral. I'm sure this is the cathedral at Salisbury. That would link into my memory of Salisbury. That is... Look, Salisbury Cathedral. That is definitely Salisbury Cathedral. And that, somehow, that links in. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. And there's a lady there, and there's a little boy there. I don't know. But this is part of the controller stuff, and this is really strange. This looks like me. Well, I presume it was me, but it's... I don't know. I don't know what the controller's got here and why he's got it here. But what he's doing, I don't even know who the controller is. This bloke is supposed to be Nick.
You know that? You know that?
I don't know. I don't know. Just a minute. I think there's somebody outside. I don't think it could be Basil. Basil? 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 What? God. Paul? Having trouble? Look out. Keep an eye on the head. Sorry. Take care, Basil. Oh, God, it's the bloody head again. I thought he was getting rid of this. I thought he was still in there. Oh, that creature thing was in the skull. Oh, God. Oh. Basil? What's he doing? He just must... Why did he do this? If he was doing this, why did he leave it there and run off? He should have talked to me about it. What trouble? He's left me with the head. He said he was going to deal with it, but he's... Oh, God, I'm going to have to get rid of it or something. Oh, bloody hell, Basil, you bastard, you bastard! You were supposed to be getting rid of it. You put me in the shit again, you... Oh, bloody hell. Oh, God, I'm sorry, Oh, God, I thought I was over it. I thought this was all sorted. Bastard. Ah, Basil. Oh. What's that? God, it's not the police, is it? No sign of the police. Hello? Somebody out there? Hello? Basil? 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 Is it you? Who are you? Who are you?
Hello? Hello?
Who are you? You're... Just a minute.
I'm Lee.
Lee, come in, Lee. Lee, sit down. Oh, God, there's a head in a bag there. Just sit down, take a seat. Oh, shit, I'm in deep trouble, Lee.
Where do you want me to take it?
No. Take a seat, just sit down.
I can't take it and sit down.
Just sit down, please, Lee. Don't...
Moron.
Listen, I don't know if you know. Look, I don't know how much I know about you because I've lost my memory. But I've seen you on the television. I know you're a friend of mine. I know you'll help me.
Yes.
I've lost my memory, Lee.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about my past. All this sudden part business, all these strange things I keep seeing. I don't know. I don't understand. Oh, and I got to tell you about something. How good a friend were you of me? Could I really trust you? Would I trust you with anything?
Well, so far as I know, we're platonic.
Yeah.
Why?
I've got terrible trouble. I need you to help me. There's a head in a bag here. I've been framed or something for a murder of something, and I need your help. I'll explain in a minute.
But yes.
Look, I need your help. You've got to help me, Lee. I need to know all about my past.
That's what I'm here for.
You've got to tell me. You've got to help me. You've got to help me find out my life. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness Lee's here now.
Little does he know that I am back of. And this is a very interesting development.
Oh. Thank God. Thank God you're here, Lee. Thank goodness you're back.
Hi listeners, I'm out and about again. I'm on the train. It's Saturday the 23rd of October 2021. I'm not going to Richmond Park today, but I thought I'd include this walk in this episode as it's slightly different and it's a bit of an achievement. Well, that's if I achieve it, it is. If I don't, then I'll just be looking stupid sitting in a puddle, but there we go. Anyway, I'm going down the road to Weybridge and then I'm walking back to my flat. I've got my seat thing that I can use should I want to sit, and there's no proper seat or no tree trunks or anything, because where I'm going it's not like Richmond Park, which is an area for walking. It's just a footpath which I'm going on in the countryside. Anyway, we're getting to Weybridge, but before we continue, I'm going to have my lunch. Probably sitting on Weybridge station. I better get off. Okay, more in a second. Hello again. I'm on Weybridge station. And I've got my sandwiches with me. Because it's a Saturday. Toby made me some sandwiches because he thought I was going to Richmond Park again. But I had said that I wanted to go back to Richmond Park, but I meant in the week, weather depending. So hopefully that will be coming up after this walk. But the weather next week is overcast but not wet. Today's actually overcast, but there's absolutely no wind, so I don't have to worry about that interfering with the recording. So where I'm walking today is sort of follows the railway line almost back to my flat. I mean, the actual journey between my station and Weybridge is only about 2 or 3 minutes. It's going to take longer than that to walk back, obviously. The worst bit is actually the last bit of it, because you have to walk along the road for, rather boring segment. And also the path sort of goes away from the railway line, so it adds to the distance. But this is actually where many years ago now, over 5 years ago, I first met up with Cromitty. Well, I was first aware that somebody was trailing me, and it turned out to be Cromitty. If I can find the clips, we might even put a flashback. Hello again, Toppy. This is Yeti, Paul again. Oh, some ducks. Oh, ducks. Now I remember I said I heard a noise earlier, and I found out that it was a fellow walker who is here. His name is Cromitty, and he's a mad professor, a mad scientist. I'm going to just ask him a couple of questions. You don't mind being called a mad professor, do you? What? A mad professor? No, I do not mind. It is what I do, you know. It's very nice walking out here. Oh, yes, it is very nice. I like to talk to the ducks and take them back to my laboratory to turn them into 3-headed ducks. Yes, it is all very exciting. Have you ever considered being part of an experiment, Mr. Yeti? No? Actually, no, I have not. No, I've tended to stay away from that sort of thing. Yes, well, it is kind of lonely out here, isn't it? I wouldn't come down here very often if I were you. Right. Well, I've got to get back to my friends. I'm just talking to them here. Mr. Toppy, Smelly, and so I better be going now. Okay. Speak to you again. Anyway, so yeah, you walk by a pond and you walk over the railway line. There's slight inclines because you have to get from the railway line, and sort of, yeah, it's mostly downhill going this way. Because Toby said to me, why don't I walk from home to here and then come back by train? But I think if you do that, then you reverse the slopes. I know it all sounds very pathetic, but my energy is in question. So, not yet it isn't, but anyway, the sandwiches I've got, I think, are tomato and salami. So, I've got a packet of crisps as well. What I'm thinking I'll do is I'll eat them here because I'm not sure. Yeah, it's going to be so easy to be eating sandwiches, like en route. But we'll see. Anyway, I'll have my sandwiches and then I'll report back. I'm not sure if there's anything else to say. Yeah, I like the walk in Richmond, he says. Nothing else to say, and then he says something else. I like the walk in Richmond where I just kind of wandered aimlessly. This is the reason I was kind of a little bit unsure about doing this walk is that, well, there's no bailing out. You kind of have to do the walk. Yeah, once you started it, the only way to go is to finish it. But
our stations are no smoking areas. This includes the use of e-cigarettes.
That's just my brain overheating. Oh, here comes a train. A lot of people got on the train that I got off. It's mainly just kids hanging about here. So, I shall go. I shall have my sandwich and then I shall go. I'll report back soon. Hello again. I'm on my way. The station is a very long station, so I'm on the other side of it and on a footpath, but I can still see the end of the station, so I haven't got that far, but I thought I'd have a break. I'm listening to some new music as I'm walking along. Albums by Agnes and the new Duran Duran album and a few other tracks. The new ABBA single, the new old ABBA single, Just a Notion, came out yesterday, so I'm listening to that, and it's very quiet, no breeze at all, but there are people about sort of heading for the station, and a few people cycling. Hopefully once I get on the footpath there won't be cyclists on that, because you have to go over a railway line and it's not a cycleway, it'd be too muddy for bikes, so hopefully I probably won't see anybody. But it's actually quite warm today, or I've got quite warm. You can hear the train. Hear the train. The path doesn't go that far from the line, but anyway, I will report back in a minute or two. But yeah, I'm just going to walk, sort of get on that path, and yeah. So right, onwards. More in a minute. Hello again. I've paused sooner than I intended to because I found somewhere to sit without having to get my seat out. There's some like massive concrete bollards I think it sort of prevents people going. There's a bridge that crosses the railway line, which I don't think is public access, and I don't know whether people were. I mean, I'm sure you could just go around the side. I'm not sure it stops that much, but maybe people were parking in there. But anyway, I thought that I'd take a break, and they're actually a little bit. They're not exactly tall, but my legs are dangling. I had to step up to, and then use my walking stick to sort of make sure I could sit on top. Now my legs are dangling down like I'm Humpty Dumpty. In fact, that's probably a very good analogy. I am Humpty Dumpty. If I fall, I'm going to crack. Might show my crack. No, that's inappropriate. Dear. Anyway, still overcast. It's about 1:20. I got the train just over an hour ago, and I've only got to the end of the station. But no, I've been sitting, I've been recording, I've been having my lunch, taking it easy. This is why I can't go walking with Toby at the moment, because he just gets so frustrated if I was walking at the speed I'm walking. And I'm having a good time. I've got all this new music going on in my head, and it's all very upbeat, most of it. Very melodic, very catchy. I always swear that, I probably said this before, years ago, when I went for a big hike with my friend Andrew. You remember Andrew? Andrew, who lives in Berlin with his daughter. We spoke to him earlier this year. I went on a number of hikes with him, and he was always much faster than I was. And I found that if I listened to upbeat music, it gave me a bit of a bounce in my stride. So, yeah. Anyway, I suppose I ought to get off this bollard. I don't think it's a bollard. Bollards are tall and thin, aren't they? This is like something you have on a road up a mountainside to stop you plunging over the abyss. But it's quite well, no, it's not really comfy, but it's better than not having a rest. So I'm going to go down a hill now. The road splits on into like a footpath, and then you go over a river. So I'm going to head in that direction, I think, and I'll report back as I progress further. Okie dokie. More soon. Hello. Yes, I've got a bit further, moved a bit further. I'm nearly up to the railway line now. I've got some steps and crossed the railway line, and the path I've just walked along was really quite muddy. I'm lucky I have my stick with me. I kind of bring it along, not because I need it sort of all the time, but sometimes I get a little bit dizzy, and certainly doesn't hurt to have it with me, and it was definitely worth having today, because every few metres, medium to really big puddles, and I think people had cycled through them, which had churned up all the earth. Luckily there was a sort of fence running along by the railway line, so you could sort of use that to steady you as well, or you could sort of step into the undergrowth a little bit, but there were stinging nettles. It's not ideal. Anyway, so I don't suppose I will come on this path again this year. Maybe wait till the spring. That was one of the things in the back of my mind, was that it could be muddy, but I think this is the difference between somewhere like Richmond Park, which is so big. There's so much space that no areas, or very few areas, are trodden on by everybody, and so you don't get the muddy patches as much. Probably you do in certain areas, but you can avoid them, whereas that was the only path. There was a lake one side and a railway line and a fence the other side, so you kind of had to keep going. So I've just paused and had my sandwich, my second sandwich I should say, I think the sun might be trying to come out. It's one of those days where you've taken loads of photos and you think, oh, I should go back and take them all again. But no. I guess I'm sort of over halfway now, at least. Well, there's the boring bit at the end. There's probably about another quarter of footpath, and then it'll be roadway, so it shouldn't be muddy. It might be a bit boring, but it shouldn't be it shouldn't be unpassable. But, I've used my seat as well, the one I bought, the one I told you that folds away, that's like a sort of tape measure size, sort of round, and anyway, very comfy it is too, even for a Yeti sized bottom like mine. So, and it's sort of not a ridiculous height. It's about the same height as a bench would be if there was a bench. But anyway, I want to take a photograph of it in its natural habitat, or its unnatural habitat. Anyway, right, we shall move on, and I'm going to cross that railway line. Probably record that bit as well. Okay. Hi listeners, we're going to stop, look and listen because we've got to beware of trains. We must not touch the live rail. Oh dear. Right, up these steps, slowly. They're quite steep. Taking them one step at a time. Probably edit some of this. You don't need to hear me puffing and panting unless that sort of thing interests you, in which case, oh, now I've trodden on my shoelaces, in which case you can go to my OnlyFans account where I huff and puff. It's okay, I don't have an OnlyFans account, as if. Oh dear, got to do this shoelace up. Time to cross. I don't even know. Well, there's a red light. I presume that's for the trains, not me. Whew. I'm across. It's quite steep. The steps going down. Quite steep. Oh, I'm just going to sit on the stairs for a moment. The steps are quite steep, and they're not stone steps, they're sort of muddy wooden steps. Perfect. Still, this is the worst bit now. Done. Except for the boring bit at the end. Right. Let's get off these stairs and back onto the path. The rumble of the train. Luckily not on the part of the track I've just crossed. But I heard something. Somebody's coming, I think. Someone else is coming on the path. Who is this mysterious shape? Oh no! Oh no! Who is it? Hello Paul, it's me, Cromitty. Hi Cromitty. How you doing? Well, I had to turn up really. As this is sort of, the area where we first met. Well, yes, that's back when you were being a bit suspect. Oh Paul, I'm sorry. Things had been bad. I was very uncertain about making contact with you again after we had lost contact. I had been living in Sutton Park for many years, and yes, I admit I did give you a cause to suspect me and be concerned about me. But anyway, I hope we're long past that. A comedy, of course we are. We've been through many adventures since then, and it's good to have you in the fold. And our listeners, Cromitty hasn't been here the whole time. He hasn't been tiptoeing behind me. Actually, actually, I did actually tell him I was doing this walk today, and he left from home and had agreed to meet me halfway. So that's why he's here. I did know about it. Oh yes, Paul, it was arranged. Listeners, it's fine. It is fine. Yes, you couldn't get anyone else to come out with you. No, nobody else wanted to come. But I am here. Well, that's the main thing, probably. Strong and steadfast. Oh yes, I am both of those. Oh, dear. Got some trains all of a sudden. Shall we potter on? Yes, Paul, yes. I heard you say something about it being very muddy. Yes, it was very muddy along that other path at one point, but I think we've got past the worst. Would you say so? Oh yes, Paul, there's no real mud on that other pathway, so you should be safe. Good. Right, what a relief. Oh dear. Did you see anything suspicious in the pond today? I think I've seen some swans. Listeners, you may remember when I came here before 5 years ago, yes, we were sending a message to Toppy, and we were looking to see if we could find a creature in the lake, which I don't think we did find. No, I don't think Nessie would fit in that lake. It's too small. It is a bit small, yes. No, I only saw swans today, but to be honest, really grown up around the lake. You can barely see. You can see the water sort of through the branches, but you can't, really see the lake. In a couple of places, perhaps, but it's not a good place for Nessie watching. Or anything else, Paul? No. I guess people do fish around here. I guess it must be less grown over in those points. Yes, Paul, but that is private. It is private. We can't go round there. No. Come on, let's get going. Let's get going, Paul. I've told August to put the kettle on. Oh, good, yes. Which part of him is he going to put it on? Oh, I'm not sure. Probably his head. I hope he doesn't get electrocuted. That would be awful. No, Paul, no. I don't think so. Oh, dear. No, you should never muck around with kettles. They're very hot. This joke has gone on far too long. It certainly has. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Hi listeners, Property and I are just taking a last break before we have to walk down the road back to the flat. There's actually a fair. I know a fair does stop in this field, but I didn't realise it was sort of this month. I'm not sure if it doesn't do it more than once a year actually. We have a fair in Salisbury that comes in October. I saw Mr. Nick Goodman, that's right, I saw him posting about having gone around the fair in Salisbury just last week. But, it's all lit up. It's still light now, but the lights still stand out. I don't think I'd ever go because I don't know. Probably rather go to the fair in Salisbury than the fair here, because that is right in the centre of the town, and more accessible. Anyway, it's getting a little bit chilly in the wind, and the wind is winding, so I think we'll head back to the flat. Okay, Paul, I shall definitely tell August that we're going to be home very soon. Yeah, get that tea going. Oh, I will. Well, he will. Right. See you in a moment, listeners. Hi, listeners. Back at the flat. I'm getting kitty cuddles from Deals. He's had about a 9-hour sleep under the duvet today. I got back. Cromitty got August to make us tea. That all happened an hour or so ago, and they're all elsewhere now. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know that we got back safely, and I'd had a nice time, and I had a little nap, and yeah, Toby made meatloaf with potato salad. It was delicious. Just had that, and I'm watching old episodes of Sons and Daughters. So anyway, we'll have another Sutton Park clip or some such now. And then when we come back, I'm hoping it'll be another trip to Richmond Park, but we shall see. And I think that will be the final segment of this episode. But anyway, it's always difficult to know, though, when you do these short sort of clip episodes or these short sort of segments of chatting, how much you've actually accrued, how much time you've actually accrued. So, yeah, I might find I need to put something else, or it might just be a short episode. Paul, how are you doing? Oh, Cromitty, you made me jump. Thank you for coming out and meeting me earlier. That was fun. Oh, Paul, it's my pleasure. Always my pleasure to speak to the listeners. Yes. What? You got a phone in your hand. What's going on? Oh, Yeti Uncle John wanted to say hello. Oh, all right, okay. Yeti Uncle John, are you there? Hello, Paul. Yes, I'm there. How are you? I'm all right. Just been gallivanting. Oh, yes. What have you been up to? Well, I went for a walk near the flats. Oh, to the Poo Lakes. I don't think the listeners will understand that reference. Oh, are the listeners there? Hello, listeners. Yeah. Listeners, the Poo Lakes are those lakes that we walked past earlier. They're known as the Poo Lakes because they're right next to a sewage farm. I didn't mention the sewage farm whilst I was out there. I'm not sure that you really needed to know that. Yeti Uncle John has, he's informed you now. Apologies, Paul. I heard you've been out and about to Richmond Park, was it? Yes, Richmond Park. That was nice. That was the other day. And, been taking the listeners out and about and taking some photos. It's been fun. Oh, that is good. Oh, well, I better go because I've already talked to Cromitty for, most of my allotted time. Good. Well, I'm sure we'll catch up with you soon. And, not long, hopefully, till you'll be out and free. Yes, Paul, yes. Not long now. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, bye for now. And say goodbye to the listeners. Oh, goodbye, listeners. And, I'll say goodbye to you for now, listeners. We've got a Sutton Park clip coming up. And then we'll be back on a different day. Bye for now. Bye.
Now he's gonna. I told him everything. Yeah, Lee understands. Oh, Lee, I'm so glad you're coming. So what are we gonna? I told you everything. You know about Basil now. I don't think I should trust Basil. He just left. He said he was gonna get rid of the head, and now he's just left a message saying.
I'll have to meet the man and everyone's got their own sort of everyone's got their own sort of first impressions count and everything. I can't take everything at your word entirely.
Well, I've told you. You're going to have to tell me how I've known you and how I met you sometime, but maybe later on.
Look, have you got any footage of the man?
I'll show you some of that later.
Yes, later on. I could always watch that. That'd be something, wouldn't it?
You can learn about. Look, are we going to bury the head now? Are we going to get rid of the head?
Yes, fine. There are a few other things that I have to tell you about. They're all in your best interests, you realise. But before anything else happens, did you have anything like a sort of a fluffy ball? It looks like that, but a bit bigger.
This is the haggis over there. His name's Hagar.
That's a haggis. It's not a moon beast.
Oh, what is it called? Is it a moon beast?
Yes, a moon beast.
Oh, I think it's.
They come from a planet called Jeremy.
I found it inside the skull of the head.
Really?
It's in here. It's very nasty. Do you want me to get it out?
No. I wouldn't risk it if I...
Here. It's very quiet. I banged it on the head with a hammer. It's quite quiet. I'm not sure if it's dead or just comatose.
It's dissolved inside.
Well, I did bang it with a hammer because it was...
Oh, it's one of those fully grown ones. Look, it's got eyes.
I don't know much about it. I just remember something about it.
You were lucky, my friend.
It tried to attack Basil.
As well.
I think. Or
Perhaps
me.
it's stunned. I don't know. Anyway, I don't have to worry about wearing that then. Well, I'll take care of this.
Yes.
This is the last one, apart from...
Are we going to go and bury this head now?
Apart from the mother and the king.
What's wrong, Lee? I don't understand.
Just had a frog in my throat for a second there.
Right.
It's all right.
Sit down. Let's talk about what we're doing. What are the plans you've got?
It is dead, isn't it?
I don't know.
Oh, I'll just bung it in my pocket then. Plans? Well,
Are we going to do this head thing?
Yes, all right.
Before the police come around.
Unless, of course, someone knocks at the door. That's all.
What are you expecting someone?
Well, there were some people that were supposed to be turning up.
Who?
Something,
Listen, Lee, I don't remember anything about my past.
I know.
If I was due to meet someone here today, then do tell me what it was about. I
don't know enough to fool the man. Here they come.
Who?
Yes.
Are they? Is it Basil, the police?
No, well, there's a mummy.
What?
There's an amphibian. And not far behind, there's a rhinoceros.
Hello. Lee.
Yes. Who are they?
You ought to tell me if I am I involved with strange things, because I saw an amphibian man on the TV and I thought it was just a make believe.
You've been involved with strange things since 1992.
Yes, but I don't know these people. What are they?
Look, a cockatiel.
What?
And a dolphin. How'd they do that?
This is.
It's walking on its tail. And a shark.
I think I'm going to have a shock. Listen. This amphibian.
There's a crocodile coming up the driveway.
This amphibian man. What is he like? Is he is he friendly or not?
I think he's coming up the stairs by now. You can meet him.
I don't know anything about these things, but they don't exist.
Oh my God!
They don't exist. These sort of things. It's not right.
He's a dinosaur.
Is there an inflatable man out there?
An inflatable man?
I saw one in this room, and I wondered. I don't know.
Bloody hell! It's huge. How are we going to get that in the house? They've arrived. I think I've counted them all. Let's see, 6 plus amphibian and mummy. Yeah, they're all here. There should be someone coming along shortly.
Oh God! Totally forgot about this meeting. Come on, Mummy. Totally forgot about this executive's business. Paul's here. Just a minute. Isn't he supposed to have forgotten this? I'm sure there was something going on with it. Come on.
Yes, I forgot we had it. Paul is here, you see? Yes. Oh. Hello.
Yes.
I know these people.
Yes, of course you do recognise them, don't you? No, you don't. Who are they? Amphibian man. Horrible Horner. Say hello to him.
Hello.
Yes. And this
Who's
is
the dead man?
This is. He used to be a chap called David Aldridge, no, he's not a nice person, is he? A nasty piece of work. Oh, horrible he is. Called Bakov. He did something nasty to him. It's not his fault that he's like this. He took away his soul, turned it into a tree or something.
Right.
And no, you mustn't back up into. Look.
I don't want to meet them.
Don't talk to them.
He definitely has lost his memory, hasn't he?
Yes.
I heard rumours. I hadn't heard the full. I hadn't seen him since he lost it.
Puts a bit of a damper on things, doesn't it, really?
He's forgotten everything about the park. Everything. About me and everything.
Apart from what we've tried
Please,
to
Paul, stop
explain.
gibbering. Believe me, I'm a friend of yours. I've been a friend of yours for a very long time now, nearly 5 years.
Something about some chap called Basil.
Basil? Oh, I don't know. I haven't met him. So, Lee, you're looking a bit peaky today. You're not quite your usual self.
I'm okay.
Oh.
I haven't been to my manicurist, obviously. But apart from that, I'm okay.
What's up there?
Nothing. Just a bundle of fluff.
Oh, right.
Found it under the chair.
No.
You know, I connect these things.
Mummy, go and talk to Paul. Oh, dear. Poor Paul. You have forgotten everything. I know it has happened to me before. Don't worry.
Calm down, man. Calm down. Get up. Oh my God, he's a gibbering rat. What are you do?
These things don't exist. You don't exist. This is just a normal.
Wait. Calm down. All right? Get up off the floor and stop sucking your thumb.
Okay.
Get up.
Okay. Oh, dear. Don't worry.
Don't worry, all right. What is that? Don't worry, we are friends. Friends.
I'm balding a bit.
Oh, here comes the narrator.
Ah.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Hiya.
You're in this house? What's the go in this house? What do you know anything about? People have been torn asunder. Do you know anything? Totally in pieces. No, I don't know what's happened. I've just come in myself. The police caught me while I was out. I was away all weekend. Where were you? Where was I? I don't know what to think. I don't know. It's like I'm living somebody else's life. Look, it's okay.
What? Lee? Are those people still here?
Yes, they are. Come on.
Come in first. Come in.
All right, look. I'll sort it out.
God.
Mind that.
I've got to go and speak to people. I don't understand this.
Look, are you going to come out or not?
But there's strange people, there's men, the monsters and things.
Don't be rude.
Am I friends with them?
Yes, most of them anyway.
But Leighton did say there were strange things, but I didn't think this meant that.
All right. I'll get him out here, all right? Wait a minute.
Have you watched that footage of Basil?
Basil? Yes, I've seen Basil now. I don't really know much more about him. Never mind that now. Right, we've got other problems at the moment. Look. Yeah.
Okay, I'm coming. How long is this going to take?
Look, your flipper friend is getting a bit agitated out here. I mean, oh, dear. Sit yourself down. Come on, sit yourself down. Now listen. Now, these people out here have come here to talk to you.
Yes. Me, the old me.
And me.
The old me. The old me, though, not me now, because I don't know them.
They don't know that you've lost your memory.
What?
Apart from 3 of them, or 2 of them. Actually, I'm not sure whether the narrator knows. I'll have to find out. No, she does. Of course he knows. Yes, I remember that. The other 5, who are just settling down at the moment, they know nothing about you losing your memory. In fact, they don't even know you.
So
the Beaches Broadcasting Company. I'm going to try and fill you in as best I can. Now, let's see. The Beaches Broadcasting Company is being controlled by a chap called the Controller. Do you know?
Yes, I heard about that. The tapes, some tapes over there that belong to him.
Well, he is basically your worst nemesis. I mean, he's worse than
where is he? Where is he?
Well, we don't know. He seems to have sort of vanished into the ether temporarily. But this is the point. You see, this is exactly the right moment that we can get other BBC shareholders on our side. Now, if we can get the other 5, including the narrator, that's 6, to join our venture against the Controller, we can oust him out. We could even put you up as the Controller. Although that backup chap could, yes, he'd be a nice Controller, wouldn't he?
Looks like I'm going to have to pull this off. This is really important, isn't it?
This is very, very, very important. The Amphibian Man is not best pleased with you losing your memory. He's not a very patient chap.
I think. Looks like I'm going.
Yeah, I've pulled him round a bit. You're all right now. You're all right now.
It looks as if like I'm going to have to.
You're
deal
all right
with
now.
This. It looks like I'm going to have to deal with this.
He's talking to himself again.
I don't quite know what I'm doing here, but looks like I've got to pull this all off. I don't quite know what will happen if I don't, but this seems like it's really important.
Believe me, Paul, this is very important. You've got to pull this off. You're coming out now.
Yeah, okay.
Come and meet him.
Alright.
Don't worry about the Mummy and the Amphibian Man. They're on your side.
Mm-hmm.
Even the Rhino is on your side. In fact, he's more on your side than the other 2, probably.
Will you lead the conversation, though, so I don't put my foot in it? Because if they think that I don't know what my memory, they might not.
Well, I could always ask the other 2 to indulge, couldn't we? Yeah, all right. I'll do the best I can. Okay.
Hello. Sorry about earlier. I've been feeling a bit ill recently.
Yeah, he just had to change his pants. I will clear up the mess later. What?
Right, we understand. Oh, yes. Yeah, hey. Are you,
Lee, that's right. Yes, Lee. Remember Lee? You and me, Lee.
Hope this would not take long. I have much more to do things as well. Right, so I'm coming in.
Yeah, come on. We've got to make an introduction.
Right, okay.
You introduce yourself first.
Hello, I'm Paul.
Yes.
I think.
My name, everyone, we all paying attention. My name is... What's my name?
You said it was Lee Freeman.
My name is Lee Freeman.
You're back off, aren't you?
No, I'm not, you arsehole.
I'm the narrator.
Yes, his name is Rhino Neil, isn't it? Neil, just call him Neil.
Yes.
Or Nelly.
Yes, Lee.
Nelly.
Yes, Lee.
Nelly.
Lee.
Nelly.
Lee.
Nelly.
Lee. Stop. Yes, I'm Horner, as we know this, and then this is the mummy. Hello. Hello, my name is Dolphin Longdon. And I used to be the script editor, but on all the other songs in the 1970s, I was the script editor, and then I was the script editor of the program, but I never heard much of a script.
My name is Jarvis Cockatiel. I am the special effects supervisor, or at least I was, until I got ousted out by a chap called Controller, I believe. That's about it. Oh, and I'm a parrot, by the way.
Yeah. Wow. Hello. Yeah. Hi. Yeah. My name is T-Rex Harrison. Yeah. What did I used to do? Oh yeah. I was the executive producer, man. Yeah. Will you focus on me, please? Am I in focus? Thank you.
Yes. Well, my name, ladies and gentlemen, is Fergal Sharkey. Not to be mistaken with the other Fergal Sharkey, of course. He is a pop singer of some repute. I am a videotape editor. Or at least I was. Yes, once upon a time. But that's another story, as I say.
Yeah, well, yes, my name is Marvin Gator. Yes. What am I? I've forgotten. Yes. I seem to remember I'm some sort of sound editor. Oh yeah, I'm a dubbing mixer. As you can see, my mouth doesn't open and close at the same time as I talk. Hence the rather unfortunate lack of dubbing mixing in Sutton Park. I'm not very good at it, you might as well say. Yes.
Shall we take a seat, everyone?
Yeah, everyone just sit down. If there's not enough room, just sort of like squeeze in a bit. Right. Everyone settled? Okay. Anyone want a biscuit?
Oh, yeah.
Right, here you go. Oh, well. If anyone wants a biscuit, Paul's got some. Anyway, well, Paul, if you'd like to start us off.
What? Hey?
What?
The meeting?
Yes, just sort of...
Oh, right, well, I'm glad that everyone has arrived today. It's nice to see you all.
Yes? And?
Oh, dear, Rosie.
I haven't been up here for ages. We used to do Sutton Park up here, didn't we?
Yeah. It's a lovely view, but I don't think I could do it as regularly as we used to.
No. I think the last... I did actually come in here with Ali during lockdown. So,
It's quite muddy on these paths as well.
I can't believe I used to do cross-country runs up here when I was at Highbury.
Oh, look, is that a fox? Oh no, it's just a tree trunk.
A tree trunk.
I always thinking there's things in the distance.
Yeah, don't try to to a tree trunk.
It won't talk back.
But no, we're really lucky with the weather as well. It's actually quite bright sunshine.
So, and it's a shame you can't see the panda in the carved into the hill anymore.
Yeah, at this angle it wouldn't actually look very good. But I know that the pandas faded over the years.
Yeah.
And, I think there was in the 80s when I was at school there was a campaign to get the panda restored to its former glory. So.
Oh look, is that a kestrel? Oh no, it's just a tree trunk.
Yeah, it's a kestrel.
Look, Nick, just turn off. Sorry, thank you very much, but turn off the sound effects. It's not working. Hi, listeners. We're not on Laverstock Hill. We're at Nick's house, which is still good.
Yeah.
But let me make a confession. This episode was supposed to be about my walks, and you'd had my walk in Richmond, and you'd had my walk in near Weybridge, near where I live, and then the last walk was going to be another walk in Richmond, but unfortunately I've had a bad leg. I've had a bad leg all week.
A bad leg.
And I could barely move around my flat, let alone go for a walk in Richmond Park. But I did still have a third of this episode to record, and anyway, we've jumped on a few days, and it's now the 30th of October, and I'm in Salisbury, and I'm here with Nick, and it's his birthday.
It's my birthday.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. I've had a rather lazy day so far. It's been indoors all, trying to keep answering happy birthday messages on Facebook, and opening my prezzies. I have a few to share with you. There's one coming from Ali, which I haven't seen yet. But, we have, from Paul, we have the 50th anniversary musical collection, soundtrack collection of Doctor Who, which I'm really looking forward to. I like having lots of things to listen to on my day off. So if I'm working, so that yes, I'm looking forward to it. Liberation, which is a official unauthorised guide to Blake 7,
which I thought I should get, particularly because we've been watching Blake 7 a lot recently when we met up. So.
Also, when I watch Blake 7, or when I watch most things with Ali, because her memory's not too good because of her suspected stroke, she likes guides to show you when it's. The only other thing we've got is the programme guide, which is all right, but it's a bit basic, you know. But this has got some analysis of the episodes. And from my sister, Web of Fear. Now, I deliberately asked my sister to get me Web of Fear. This is the special edition with the extras and the animated missing episode. Because when she was 7 years old, she has a memory of being around at her friend's house and watching Web of Fear. So I thought it's only appropriate that the person who remembers Web of Fear will actually get me the DVD. So there we go.
Well, as I'm not able... Well, I'm going to be staying at my parents' for a few days after this weekend, and maybe I'll... And you're going to be joining me again, so I don't know. I may still be recording the last bits of this episode when you visit us in Charlton, but I doubt I'll go too far, because everything's... The good thing about walking in Richmond Park is there's so much of it, you can usually find something this time of year that isn't muddy.
Yeah.
Well, my dad was saying to me as he drove me up to you today that because I was complaining about the walk I did in Weybridge, some of the paths were so muddy because people had cycled through them, and there was no alternative. You had to go on that. And my dad said, well, that's the same with the, as you remember, the nice walk over to the Weir in my parents' village gets like that. And because I was kind of half thinking, well, it would be quite nice to go for a walk, but he's ruled that out because he said no, it's a quagmire at the moment. But anyway, we might conclude this episode together. I'll see if I can walk somewhere after we've finished this chat. I'll see if I can walk somewhere while I'm there, and maybe we'll conclude this episode with you when you come over on Wednesday. But I was just thinking, whilst we're here, we might as well. We definitely did a lot of walking back in the day.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is, we both enjoy walking as well. So, and we did a lot of. I mean, even before. Well, no, actually, during even if we weren't doing Sutton Park, we'd still enjoy a walk. But I always associate. I mean, we've walked ages, but there's one walk that particularly stands out for me, and that's the one we did in '95, I believe, October '95, from Odstock to Chon, right across and across the fields and everything.
Was that? That would be '95. Would be right. That was. I think that was what I think of as the walk I used to do on the days I had to sign on after university.
Yeah.
I did that. That was a very good landscape for me to sign on, meet you for lunch, and then know that the rest of the afternoon, if the weather was good, which as it was the summertime, I could walk through there and I could keep on ad-libbing, doing Sutton Park, knowing I had a certain amount of distance to cover and probably wouldn't see anybody, and trees and fields and cows and lots of things to interact with.
That sticks in my... Lots of cows to interact with.
Well, sure.
That sticks in my mind as a very nice one.
Yeah.
And of course we got a lot of chatting done, and also at the time I was preparing my notes for writing Run Fast in the World, and I know that we had a long chat about your character, and sort of we developed it from the bottom up really, and it was that when you actually I'd like to be killed off, and I thought, well, she gives me a starting point. I was able to dramatically work backwards from that, which was nice to do. So it was a very creatively productive. I'm sure we did Sutton Park along the way somewhere, but it was a very creatively productive walk. There was also also sticks in my mind. I think I used to be over yours for Christmas. Sort of after I would either go over to you or you to me after present, unwrapping it on Christmas Day, and we had many happy walks in Boxing Day, over the water meadows, and in one case Sutton Park, of course.
The water meadows must have not been as muddy the years we did. And actually, I remember that Harry came much more. Still 10 years ago, but much more recently, Harry came over for Christmas. I think it was the year after his mother died.
Yeah.
Because he wanted.
That's right.
Because his father was going through things, and he wanted some distance that he could come and go and not necessarily be on his father's door the whole time. So he came and stayed with us for Christmas, and we did a little video. When I was doing my Shy Yeti on location videos, we certainly got as far as, if maybe not the last bit with the waterfall, we certainly got as far as the bridge where you did some scenes for Rosie Lenz, and it was all snowy as well, and we took a bottle of port with us that I'd got, and we were drinking it on the walk, and
that sounds marvellous.
And we got a little bit tipsy, and we did a video when we were slightly tipsy, and it's still available on YouTube. But so that was that sort of area as well. So it's not necessarily, if it's a drier winter, it's not necessarily a complete marsh. But it's not called water meadows for nothing. But I used to do walking. Well, I was supposed to be doing running back in the days of my sixth form.
Yeah.
We still did games, but Robin and I used to see you, and then Robin and I. We did cross-country running rather than football. I think Harry did the football, but
you did me rather than cross-country running.
Well, sometimes I skive off and we go down to Bournemouth, but that wasn't anyway. But what the good thing about the cross-country running is that the teachers didn't follow you, and they didn't care what time you got back, as long as you ticked that you'd done it and ticked me. And I think if I ever skived to Bournemouth, I had somebody who'd tick in for me. I think that I'd done it.
I can't think of anybody at school that would have covered for me.
Well, probably maybe Robin did it, but Robin and I used to sort of talk about in the lower sixth, Robin and I would talk about what we were writing at the time.
Yeah.
In upper sixth, he was very diligent and wanted to get back to do revision. So I guess I wonder if it probably fits the dates. I probably skived down to Bournemouth. It's probably only once a term, whatever. I probably, or maybe, I don't know if I ever didn't. I don't know what I did if I wasn't with Robin. I don't know what I did if he ran it properly, and maybe I just walked here, but it was what I'm trying to say is that some of the locations that we were made to go for the cross-country runs were places in Salisbury that we later, which perhaps I didn't even know, like broken bridges.
Oh yeah,
and like certain bits of Old Sarum, and I can't remember if we ever did used to do Laverstock Hill. We probably did, or certain bits of it. Anyway, some of these areas kind of I was introduced to, and then kind of use them for certain park locations in the sort of once I'd left school. So I did have some better. My cross country runs were more like slightly more athletic or slightly more chatty, sort of scouting out locations.
Absolutely, and you're like me in that respect. You don't like letting the time you spend. You don't like it letting it go to waste.
No.
You like some sort of practical payoff.
I mean,
to your own advantage, as it were. So.
I mean, the genesis of the podcast. Genesis of this podcast was because I'd been bandaged for a year or so with the problems I had, but I reacted badly to my medication, and I thought, what would get me? Because I wasn't doing Sutton Park when the podcast started. I wasn't even doing my charity on location videos by that point. But I thought, what I need is something that will help me, that will encourage me to go out and get some exercise, or just go out. That's why I decided that the podcast should be recorded on location or not, or they should have the different formats. The idea of like going to Richmond Park, like at the start of this episode, was some exercise, but I was going to record the podcast and I was going to take loads of photographs.
Yeah.
Because over lockdown I've barely left the house, or if I've left the house it's been for work and there's been no reason to take photos. It's sort of something I've missed doing, and I don't mean selfies, although I did take a few of those as well, partly because there hasn't been much documentation of this Yeti in the last 2 years, and I don't have any. It's nice to have.
It's also. I mean, it's been nice to take part in these because so something like the podcast gets me doing practical things as well, which is nice. I mean, I was going to say I've certainly enjoyed taking part in them. Being having someone to talk to.
We've still got one or two left over from 2020 still to release.
We have indeed.
Yes. But I've been trying to release the ones we've done in 2021 whilst they're still fresh, because the subjects of the 2020 ones are perennial subjects that from years ago that now they're recorded, that they won't date because it's not about current stuff, it's about stuff from 30 years ago or 20 years ago or whatever. Anyway, so I probably should... listeners, we should probably... I'll see if I can take us out somewhere. But before we go... So Nick,
only if we're good.
Yeah, only if we're good. And we might hear from Nick again in 2 or 3 days' time, but you don't have to wait for 2 or 3 days. It'll just be a transition and we'll be there. But
magically appear.
Yeah, but what I was going to ask you... So what are we doing for your birthday this evening?
This evening we are going out for a meal. Ideally I'd like to have... I always like to meet up with friends on my birthday, and traditionally, obviously last year, I think I did as much online as I could, and then Ali and I went off to have a meal at the Kathmandu Kitchen, where we're going tonight, which is an Indian and Nepalese restaurant. There was originally 12 of us, and now there's 9. My friend Matt, who I was at college with, who goes to a lot of our dues, unfortunately he and his... I was going to say husband. Sorry, Matt. He and his dad are unable to make it, and also his friend Digger. But there will be Joe Bunsell, who of course I've written loads with, and we worked with on Life After. And there'll be Vanessa, who's one of my newest workmates with her husband, and there's Maria, probably one of my best friends at work now, and I work immediately. She's one of my office mates, and she's there with. She doesn't want to call him a boyfriend, but his name's Tom, and he's because they've only just kind of got together, and she wants to take it really, really, really slowly. So he's a sort of boyfriend. He's just a friend at the moment.
A boyfriend in waiting.
Boyfriend with L plates. Yes, so that's happening tonight, and also Ali Gracie, who I think you might have met a few times. She's one of my other friends.
I'm sure we'll have a good time.
I hope so. I'm looking forward to it. I'm always a bit nervous about, everything going right and people getting on, and that. As I say, I have high hopes for it.
We may. We'll go and get ready. Listeners, you may hear a slight transition of noise and sound, and it might be from our trip to the Kathmandu kitchen. If not, then I'll cut this now.
If not, then it's just noises.
If not, I'll just have to make a squeaking noise in the background. Anyway, I will after that I'll be with my parents, and hopefully we might walk somewhere, and hopefully we'll maybe hear a bit more from Nick at the very, very, very end of this episode. In fact, I'll get him to say goodbye when we say goodbye. Yes, right. Let's go and have a curry in a few hours' time.
Yummy, yummy.
Oh, happy birthday again!
Thank you. Yes.
I've been working on that. Actually, let's stick it in the leftover books. My memory is that's what my memory was. I can't find parts of episode 1, but they do episode 1. It's just scrolled through, so that's the end of an episode. Translated that. Let's stick a very small notes on where the things exist. So if you could send me at some point what you remember, I've almost got a I can still remember it. If you saw that almost episode. I also think it takes I'm going to take some photographs before we all kind of stuff our faces with them.
Yeah, but don't you need to be in some of them?
Not necessarily, I know what I look like.
Nick, do you want to use my phone to take a video? Video? Well, you can use mine to take a video.
I do want to...
Don't fall over back.
Squash anybody. Yeah, there we go. That's...
Where am I going?
Oh, that's...
It's really great.
It's a sound effect.
It does.
Sounds like it's walked in a puddle.
I need to get a new phone at some point. That's okay. That's good. It's not bad.
Can I have a chicken jalfrezi, please?
My son, but they're not his children.
Could I have a side order of the aloo bacon water? Mushroom rice, and a keema naan.
Can I have a res gala chicken?
Res gala chicken, yeah. So they're all dressing up tonight. Yeah.
Garlic rice.
The house we
and
house we It will be, yeah. So my there's my two sons, my daughter, and 3 grandchildren.
This is Paul the Shy Yeti not being able to speak. This is Paul reporting from the power cut in Yeti Manors. It's gotten dark now. I'm here with Mum. I think she's here. I can't see her. I can see her a bit. When did you last have a power cut? Is this something you get a lot around here?
We had a short one, but it was only a matter of a minute about a week ago. But no, we don't get many now.
This has been since I arrived. This has been since 9 o'clock this morning. We had a lot of
60 to 80 mile an hour winds.
Yeah, it was very wet in Salisbury, but it didn't. Well, I've just had a text from Toby saying it says it might be back by 8 o'clock now. Although I subscribed to their. I subscribed to something and it hasn't told me that, but Toby just has. But still means I'm going to miss Doctor Who tonight. The cats are here and they're wondering. It's just you and I now, listeners. The cats are wondering why the humans are wandering around like it's pitch black. It is Halloween, of course. This has taken a strange turn for this episode, listeners. We're supposed to be going for a walk. Now we can't even see. So I don't suppose there'll be many Halloween revellers out tonight, although I don't think this village has got that sort of demographic. Maybe. I don't think they dare with there being no power, though. Any Halloween revellers wouldn't be sure whether anyone was in or whether it was just the power cut anyway, so I don't know. Mum and Dad have ordered some Chinese anyway, so yeah, we will get fed. That's if we can see what we're eating, and also it'll get cold quite quickly. So, oh, what fun to live in 2021! This is the end of civilization. You do realise it. This episode will never get posted. I'll never have the electricity to post it. You can see torches. Torches are no good at posting podcasts, though. It's I've got a torch on my phone, but it'll drain the battery. This could be the last episode of the Shy Life podcast. I do hope not. Your torch is no good for loading up podcasts. It's not the right sort of It's not the right sort of electricity.
Oh, here's the other light. I had to put the torch on to find the other light where I left it.
I went to get my dressing gown in case I got cold, and I didn't realise there were two dressing gowns on the coat hanger, and the other one fell down, and I went to pick it up, and then I couldn't find the stone that held the door, so I just flung the dressing gown down again to use as a doorstop, because I was concerned that there might be a cat in the room, which I couldn't see because it was dark. Oh dear. What a palaver. Well, maybe the power will come back on, and I'll speak to you again. Otherwise, this will be found amongst I'll be clutching it with my skeletal hand for any aliens that come down here one day. It's a cheery thought. Hi listeners, we survived the power cut. It was a bit of an extended power cut. Power was supposed to return at 9 p.m. It had been off since about 9 a.m. Of course, Doctor Who was due back on the 31st, and so I had been looking forward to seeing that. So I wasn't able to do that. But anyway, that's not a problem, because now the power's back, I have caught up with it, so I very much enjoyed it. So yeah, the power, about 8 o'clock there was a sign. We received a message saying that the power wouldn't be back until 1 o'clock, like 1 p.m. the next day, like hours away. Oh, what a palaver, because I've been having trouble with my leg, because it was all dark, and I didn't want to go up and downstairs with a torch, and also the bed I've got at home is nice, just right for me, but the beds I've been sleeping on when I've been away are maybe less good for me, or they're sort of thinner mattresses, or they're more squidgy, and it's difficult to sort of get comfortable. I decided to sleep downstairs. I couldn't use my CPAP anyway because there was no power to use the CPAP, so I thought I was probably better sitting in a chair where I wouldn't be moving around and maybe hurt my hip even more. So I slept okay. Trouble is, because when the power comes back on, it's not always immediately evident. So my mum had left a light on the electric organ that is in the lounge where I'm recording this now, and she switched it on so that if the power came back, we'd know. And she'd put a few different lights on around the house, so if it came on and it wasn't immediately evident, it would be evident, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So about 2 o'clock in the morning, the lights came on just next to me, but I was too half awake. I just closed my eyes. So I ended up sleeping with the light on. So anyway, we've got through all of that. But anyway, the reason I'm here is that we had Chinese food yesterday, which was very nice, even though we had to eat it in the dark. And we got fortune cookies, and I ended up with 2 fortune cookies. So I'm going to open them. I believe the wrapper is a little bit tough, or maybe Mum and Dad just didn't get it right. Oh, well, I've opened that easily, so it must be I've got the knack. So my first fortune cookie, actually, it's sticking out the side of the fortune cookie. I suppose I'm going to have to break it. I was reminded of my 30th birthday with a fortune cookie. I was in San Francisco, and I was with about 10 other people. We all had fortune cookies, and everybody else's fortune cookie was all upbeat and but mine was really much more deep and meaningful, and I just felt a bit weird. It was my birthday. I deserved to have a jolly one, not a sort of relationships and this and that type thing. But anyway, now the phone's ringing. Now this is the fortune that I should have got back in 2003 for my birthday. It would have been true as well. You will always be surrounded by true friends. Yeah, that's a nice one. That's the one I should have had. Let's try the other one. The other one will probably be the complete opposite. My dad's fortune was amusing because it said he would live a long life, and at nearly 83, well, many would say that he really has. So maybe he's got another 50 years in him. Who knows? So here's my other fortune cookie. I've definitely got the hang of opening these. I had no problem. I must just be used to opening fortune cookies. Yeah. Oh, actually, that bit's a bit tough. Here we go. I don't really like these fortune cookies. I will eat them, I promise, but here we go. There we go. Right. Oh, see, this is again, particularly considering, I've had dodgy health. This is the sort of fortune that I wanted back in 2003. Not a deep and meaningful about relationships while I'm sitting in the room with at least 1 or 2 exes, but it says happier days are definitely ahead of you. Yeah, well, I hope this is right. My mum's fortune was something to do with make a wish and it will come to you or something. So apparently she wished for the electricity to come back, but that didn't happen. Well, it did happen eventually. So I suppose her wish came true, just not quite as soon as she'd hoped. Anyway, enough fortune cookies. I gotta go now. Bye. Gotta go. Bye.
Goodbye, 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 goodbye.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network. Find more shows over at pride48.com.
Oh dear, what's going on now? Oh, it's the Shy Life podcast.
Let's go.
I have a voice. I have a voice.
You have a voice.
You have a voice. We have a voice.
We have a voice.
Unique voices in podcasting.
UnivazPods.net.
Hi listeners, we're back again. All the power's back. I haven't been anywhere walking, so I've let you down. I've let you down with my third walk.
Well, only because the power's gone.
Well, I also didn't feel like it by the time it did come back. Nick's here, by the way. Nick's here. I did promise he would return, and I had promised I'd drag him out to the swings, but I'm feeling too lazy today.
And also, to be fair, it's also not particularly the sunniest of days out there. So, yeah.
But anyway, I mean, we have had some good walks. We have had a good walk in Richmond Park and around Weybridge, and yeah.
And we've had some good walks in the past as well, haven't we?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, did we go into the woods? I can't remember properly.
Yes, up in the woods we did A Gift from Eternity.
Oh, yeah.
We had quite a major scene in there.
Oh, yes.
It was a calamity, it was all kind of breaking loose and people being killed off and everything, and we had to stop killing each other and act natural whenever a dog walker went past.
Yeah.
That was a memorable shoot, that one. And we did a blistering hot day on Rosy Lens, which was another one I did earlier, and that was interesting. That was everyone was cooking.
Yeah. Well, listeners, I may talk to Nick briefly about some other walks after the end theme music, but it's probably time to say goodbye. Maybe if the weather keeps nice, I'll do that third Richmond Park walk, or the second. It's my third this autumn, but would only be my second that I've.
Is Richmond Park quite near you?
Yes and no. I have to get a train to Surbiton and get a bus up to one of the gates. But yeah, I mean, you can do it relatively quickly without too much hassle. There's plenty to see and plenty of different directions you can go, so you don't have to repeat yourself. But yes, it's a good one. But anyway, listeners, more walks to come, I'm sure. And thanks to Nick for chipping in, and we'll speak to you again soon. Bye for now. Bye-bye. I was thinking another walk we did, one of the times we went to Sheffield.
Oh, yes.
We kind of walked up the road from the hotel and kept walking, and then we got into a park, and then we walked through the park and it turned into woods, and then when we got to the edge of the woods, it was like we were at the bottom of a hillside or something. It's one of those walks where you kind of knew you sort of had to turn around and go back again because we'd gone quite a long way, but Hi Toppy, it's me again, Shy Yeti. Now, I keep promising that I'm going to leave you a message about, the sounds outside my door, but last time I tried to do it, there were lots of zombies out there, and they were too busy eating people, and it was really noisy. And anyway, so I left it. And so the next night I tried, and I got a bit distracted because in the garden there were these pods that had suddenly grown up overnight. You know, I'm kind of quite a greedy Yeti. I thought, well, maybe there's something tasty in them. So I brought them into the house, and then I went to work, and I kind of forgot about them. But I came home this evening, and they've kind of changed shape a bit. It's a bit weird, actually. They all look like almost human. I mean, yeah, it's probably just my imagination, but I swear one of them looks like my flatmate. But it keeps calling out for Kentucky Fried Chicken and Pepsi Cola and stuff, and I don't know. Perhaps it's just my imagination. Anyway, I'm talking quietly because I'm just a bit worried that they might want to come in here and speak with me. I promise I will do that recording soon. Hope everything's okay with you. I better go now. Okay, bye.
Holy crow, that was a long episode.
Oh my God, what was that? Was that 2 hours? It was at least 4 hours. How long was this podcast? I don't know. It was at least 5 hours.
482. Oh, I think that was a wonderful episode.